Hi, today I'm here to give parents an overview of Google Classroom, what it looks like from both the student side and the teacher side, and give you a little bit of inside information about why we're using Google Classroom and how it improves learning and student organization in our middle school. So right here on our screen, we have Google Classroom from 2 points of view. On the left side here, if we come in here, you will see this is the student side. This is what students see over here when they log into their Google Classroom. So you may be saying, well, how does my child get into Google Classroom? Well, it's very simple. They come up here to their bar and they just type in classroom.google.com and hit enter. And they're going to log in using their school email address, which is their student ID at flboe.com. And then temporarily, their password has been set to their student ID as well. I have posted a video in the Google Classroom homerooms telling students to change their passwords and make them more secure. So please make sure your child does do that. But initially, that's how they log in. And when they log into Google Classroom, they come to their dashboard and all of their classes will be here. I'm in a sample student right now. His name is Lewis Cole. And Lewis Cole is a member of my Google Classroom for the Media Center, LFCMS Media Center for 2018. So when your child logs in, all of their classes will be here. And to get into a classroom, they simply just click on that classroom and they will automatically come to the Stream tab. Now, the Stream tab is a place where the teacher posts any announcements, and also students not only will see announcements, but they'll see any new assignments that have been posted or any questions that a teacher might have asked. So if we jump over here to the right hand side, this is the teacher view. This is my Google Classroom for the Media Center. And you can see I'm in the stream, and right here I have the option to click on here and add a post to my class. And now I've posted a few different things down here. We'll take a look. The first thing down here is the program overview. So it pretty much welcomes students to the Media Center, and it includes, if you click on the little link down here, an overview of the program in the Media Center. So students are able to view this document. I posted it from my Google Drive to share with students. They are not allowed to edit that document. So if I come over here to the student side, it will open up the document, and you'll see that if I try to click on it as a student, I will not be able to do any type of editing, whereas on the other side as a teacher, I will. So I'm clicking and I'm not editing. Whereas on this side, I can click and edit because I'm the teacher and owner of that document. So Google Classroom allows teachers to post documents that students can view and interact with and maybe not edit. Google Classroom also allows teachers to post documents that students can edit and add their feedback to, including a Google Doc or even a question. So I've included a question over here on the teacher side, and if we look at it on the student side over here, as a teacher, I said, what's your favorite book and why? And then on the student side, you'll see that same exact question right here. And for a student to answer that question, all they would need to do is click on it, and right here under your answer, start typing. My favorite book is, and we'll just say Harry Potter, and then it asks the author is J.K. Rowling, and I love this series of books because they are so imaginative and creative. My favorite character, and they might add a little bit more, even though I didn't ask for that, but a lot of times students do enjoy typing and sharing this information. My favorite character is, and I'm just going to say Hermione. Okay, I think that's how she spells her name. And then once they're done typing their response, they would simply click Turn It In. And when they turn it in, they can edit. I've created it so that they can still edit their answer, and they can also see classmates' answers if there were classmates who had responded to the prompt as well. What's really nice about this is I can pose a question, generate a lot of responses from a student or a bunch of students, hundreds of students in my classes, and then students can kind of look at each other's answers and reply to each other's answers and say, wow, I love that book too. Or in this case, when we put up our favorite books, it's really nice because now they have recommendations, or they could see what some of the other students in their class or in their school's favorite books are, and they may get ideas for what they want to read. So teachers use this for all different kinds of scenarios in their classroom. That's the question feature. Right here is where you saw I posted the program. Then we have the question. Then right up here, kind of a unique thing, I posted a little survey or Google form looking for volunteers, and it's called comes up as an assignment that I've posted. So on the student side, if we go back, let's hit back here to the classes and go in on the stream side right here. It says LFC Media posted a new assignment. So if I go under classwork, my assignment is what volunteers needed in the library as the student. If I click on it, I didn't put a due date, but a teacher may put a due date there. And it pretty much says, if you'd like to volunteer in the Media Center, complete the attached sign-up form. Okay, and then it gives an overview of what volunteers do. So students would then click on the volunteer form. They would fill out the volunteer information at the end and then hit submit. And then if we come back into the classroom, we could click view assignment, and we can say mark as done. Because they're not turning in an actual document in this case, they're just taking the survey. Once they're finished with that survey, or once they're finished doing that particular assignment, they would just simply click mark as done. Okay, so that's a really neat feature in Google, and that allows the teacher to share forms or surveys or get feedback from students at any time right within the Google Classroom. So that's another way that Google Classroom is used. So let's go back to the main classes, the dashboard, and the stream. So we have our classwork. Now, this is probably one of the most important tabs right here, the People tab. And on the teacher side, it's important because if we click on People, this is where parents, a teacher, invites guardians into their Google Classroom. And all they need is an email address of the parent. So most teachers already have their students in their classes, and we did in the school through our Google Classroom homerooms, we asked teachers to collect parents' email addresses and type them in the invite guardian box here. So if I click as a teacher, not as a student, you'll notice on the student side, the student really can't do anything over here. The only thing the student can do is email other classmates or email the teacher. If I click, it'll open up email and they can email me, being the teacher, but they cannot do anything else other than email in there. And I just went out of it. So let me go back over here. Here we go, in the People tab. So let's go back to the People tab. Okay, back over here on the teacher side. So as the teacher, I would invite guardians into my Google Classroom. Now, this only has to be done once for each student. Student may have 5, 6, 7, 8 teachers. However, once the guardian's email is in any one of the students' classes, that email is visible for all the teachers in all the classes. So that's why we chose to do it through the Google Classroom homerooms. Teachers should have done this by now. If not, they're still doing it for the next week or so. If you want to change your email address, if your child gave them one email address and you want to change it to another one, you can do that. Just let your child know, and they can go in and tell their homeroom teacher to change or add an extra email address. So I'm going to show you real quickly how a guardian is invited. It's very simple. As the teacher of the homeroom or of the classroom, I would just click and I would type an email address right here, and I'm going to use a personal email address just so you can get an idea. And I would say add recipient, and then I would simply click invite. And you, as the parent now, have to go to your email, which I'm going to go now, and refresh your email and look for an invitation from Google for Google Classroom. And I'm going to show you how that looks right now. So let's let my email reload. Should take a moment, and you'll see right here, LFCMS Media Classroom, get Google Classroom and email summaries for Lewis Cole. That's the student. So as the parent, I would click on my email, and it says right here, Lewis LFCMS Media invited you as a guardian in Google Classroom. So let me scroll out here, and it says accept, okay? And that's it. And you don't need a Gmail or a Google account to accept. I used my Opt Online account. It's not a Google account. So I would simply say accept. And then when I say that, it says Google Classroom email summaries. You've been invited. Hit accept again. And then it should bring you to a screen for frequency. This is where you're going to check. It says, you know, this is your email address and your child, okay? Do you want the summary weekly, daily, or no summary? So if you would like to get a daily summary of your child's progress, if there are updates in their Google Classrooms, then select daily. If you would rather have that come weekly, once a week, then select weekly, okay? So I'm just going to select daily for right now. If you want to change your time zone, that's it. At any time, you can pretty much come back in here and change those email settings as well. So once you're done with that, that's it. You've accepted the invitation and you've signed in to get your daily or your weekly email summaries regarding Google Classroom. So what exactly do you get? Let me show you. So if you come down here, this is what your weekly summary would look like right here. You would see student work. You would see any work that was missing for the week. You would see work that was due next week, the following week, and then you would see all of the class activity from the previous week for each of the classes. So if he had history or she had history, American literature, marine biology, you would get an overview of the assignments and any announcements and any questions that were posted. So it's a nice little summary. It does not give you access to the actual Google Classroom, but it does send that summary to your email address. And then, of course, if you still have further questions, you can always contact the individual teacher for each of those Google Classrooms to get more clarification, especially if you see missing work from last week. You might want to reach out to the teacher. First, I would talk to your child, then I would reach out to the teacher if your child doesn't have any answer as to what happened. And then as a last resort, if you can't get through from the child, the teacher, you could try the guidance counselor as well. They're pretty good. Sometimes they can set up a meeting if there's ongoing issues. So that's pretty much it right now from the parent side. If you have any questions, you can ask Mrs. Spawn in the Media Center, or you can reach out to any of your child's teachers, or as I said, you do have your guidance counselors, Miss Walk and Miss Brigida, in the 7th and 8th grade. So hopefully this little bit of overview gave you a little bit of insight into Google Classroom, and hopefully it also showed you how to accept the parent invite for the Google Classroom summaries. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.